So this is the second part to Easy Speakers, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you actually train a file with all those modifications we made with the Easy Speaker and Fields Dictionary. So we will go to Translate and Edit. We'll give it a file name. In our options, you need to make sure you have the right Easy Speaker Dictionary chosen, and since we're using the fields and we've made all those changes, that's the one we're going to use. Now there's several different ways you can input your speakers. You can do them at the very beginning. We'll do one for our wildcard so you can see what that looks like. So I just simply add, and I can have as many wildcards as I need. So I leave the token at 0 because that was my wildcard. I put here the stroke I'm going to use, and here I input what I want it to look like. I don't need to put in the colons. Then I'm going to go ahead and define my snoo and screw speakers. And I'll leave those, and we'll show you how you can add the rest of them before or after. So I'm going to begin my file. Takes just a second. The first thing you'll notice is, once I turn off my sound meter, is that I have always docked to the right the speaker, the brief, and the hotspots. The vertical notes I'll turn on and off as I need them. But the way to turn those on is in your View, Panes, and you can choose to have those turned on. You can see that the ones I've already entered are over here, and you can see the steno stroke that I have assigned to them. You can also take your speakers and move them to the seating chart. So if you can't remember who you have, you can add them, especially if you have several people, and especially if you use a lot of wildcards, and then you're able to kind of organize people around the table so you can remember who your clients are and the names of everyone, and it'll have their outline. If after 2 or 3 days of trial or depositions and you no longer want to have these all placed up here, just simply hide them or remove them from the seating chart. You can place them back again. Let's add that entry. I can't let that go. So the other thing about Easy Speakers that you'll notice is they come in colors, and we can change the colors as we like through the color wheel, and you can adjust that however you like. Sometimes this is really handy if you have, it kind of helps keep you attuned to who's speaking, just in case I sometimes get people who, for whatever reason, their names, I get jumbled up in my head, which can give me a lot of problem. The other thing I can do is I can change, I can add speakers if I want. So if you have a speaker that you need their colloquy and you didn't get it in there, you can always double click it and add it then. The other thing I can do is, if I have, I didn't want to do that, but if I have a speaker that for whatever reason I spelled their name wrong, I remembered it wrong, I keep calling them by the wrong name, and I need to change it, I can change it here, and it'll globally change it throughout the entire file without me having to JDefine anything. I can also go ahead and define these speakers after I've closed a real-time file. So as you are in real-time, the file's still live, you can still create Easy Speakers here. And what I've done in the past also is, if I want to run several dockets together, instead of splitting them out, what I can do is then after the fact still be able to define these speakers, because I get them like this because I've placed them in my dictionary. And then once I split the file apart, because I do snoo and screw for everybody, then you pull a sentencing out and break the file apart. You can go in, and these will, I don't define them on the day, so they end up being 1s and 2s instead of the 5s. But the same principle applies, where I simply take the speaker I want it to be, and then now I have them identified without me having to JDefine, and I could do that for all the speakers. It's a good way for you to be able to run several things all together and then be able to still define those speakers and not have to JDefine them. The other thing that Easy Speakers allows you to do is, the first time, I'll switch to the steno, that you stroke the speaker and the question, you'll get your byline. And then later on, after colloquy, and you've done that the first time, then you no longer need to stroke the speaker, just simply the question bank, and that'll automatically populate the byline for you. So I think that about covers it. That's the part of it that I think's the best, is that I can run things together and not necessarily have to define speakers right from the beginning, and it makes it very convenient.